Everyone thinks the Honeywell HPA300 is the safe, set-it-and-forget-it air purifier, but here's the thing, it's not the quiet budget hero people imagine. It's a brute force machine that can either transform your air or quietly drain your wallet if you use it wrong. I tested it for 3 weeks across 2 rooms with a laser PM 2.5 monitor and incense, cooking, and pet dander trials. And what I found flips a lot of assumptions. The HPA300 is a coverage monster, yes, but the way it gets there matters. It's loud on turbo, it's not smart. And yet, it outpaced some newer, pricier units in raw clean air speed. So watch this before you buy. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you're already convinced and want the best current price, I dropped a link below. But stick with me because a couple of my test results could save you money and headaches. I bought the HPA300 for one reason. My living room turned into an allergy arena every spring, and my home office was ground zero for cooking odors drifting in from the kitchen. I tried a smaller purifier that promised big results, and it face-planted during a smoke from cooking test. PM 2.5 would hang around 80 to 120 microG/M3 for an hour. I was done breathing that. I needed something that could handle an open planish space around 420 square feet, plus a bedroom around 180. I was skeptical of the hype around this big Honeywell box from 2015 era design. No app, no auto mode, just buttons. But the specs got my attention. True HEPA filters, rated for extra large rooms up to 465 SQFT, and AHAMCADR around 300 for smoke. If that's real, it should hit roughly 4.8 to 5 air changes per hour in that space. The question was, at what cost in noise, power, and filters? I ran 4 scenarios. First, the living room stress test. I lit an incense stick to push PM 2.5 up to around 150 microG/M3, then started the HPA300 on turbo. At 1 meter, my sound meter read about 69 dB loud like a box fan on high, but the drop was fast. In 10 minutes, PM 2.5 fell under 35. By 28 minutes, it was hovering around 812. That's elite speed cleaning for a room this size, but then I set it to medium after it cleared. Noise dropped to roughly 51 dB, and it held the room under 1012 microG/M3 consistently as long as the source was gone. Second, the bedroom overnight test 180 SQFT. I ran low all night with the display lights dimmed. My meter showed about 912 microG/M3 baseline and dipped to 36 after 40 minutes, then stayed there. Noise around the low 40s dB, a soft whoosh that faded into white noise. The surprise, despite the lack of auto mode, low was enough to keep things pristine overnight, but then I cracked the window for 10 minutes at dawn. PM 2.5 popped to 40. The HPA300 on low was slow to catch up. Switching to turbo for 5 minutes slammed it back under 10 quickly. So this machine is best used in short turbo bursts, then stepping down. Third, the cooking odor test. The pre-filter on the HPA300 is a carbon sheet. It's not a deep bed carbon canister. Translation. It helps, but don't expect miracles. In my kitchen-adjacent office, onion and oil smells reduced by maybe 30–40% in 25 minutes on turbo. Particles dropped fast, but lingering VOC-type odors were only partially improved. If odor removal is your main goal, you'll want a unit with a bigger carbon stage. If particles are the problem, smoke, pollen, dust, the HPA300 shines. Fourth, the cost and power analysis. On turbo, my power meter showed a spike into triple digits, roughly in the 120–130 W range. On medium, around the 40–50 W band. Low hovered in the teens. That means if you run turbo all day, you'll feel it on your bill. But if you use turbo as a quick clean mode and park it on low-medium, it's reasonable. Filters, it uses 3 Honeywell HEPA filters and 1 a pre-filter. Genuine replacements are not cheap. Expect roughly $60–80 annually for HEPA and around $15–25 for pre-filters depending on your air and deals. The pre-filter loads fast if you have pets or cook a lot, so plan on replacing quarterly as Honeywell suggests. Here's where it gets interesting. My most surprising discovery. Despite being an older, no-frills design, the HPA300 beat a newer smart purifier I compared it with in raw time to clean in a big room. Against a popular mid-range unit, it hit sub-10 microG/M3 faster, especially from high pollution spikes. It also held a stable low particulate baseline on medium without cycling or sensor drift because, frankly, there are no sensors to misread. Less to fail, that simplicity is a feature. I tested for 21 days, logging PM 2.5 every 5 minutes during events. The HPA300 consistently tracked with its AHAM numbers in the real world. Expectations. I thought it would be too loud to use effectively. Reality, use turbo tactically, then step down, and it's both livable and powerful. Versus alternatives. A Kuwait Mighty is quieter and has auto mode, but its CADR is lower, so it takes longer in a big room. A Levite Core 600S is smarter and offers a higher CADR on paper, but costs more and has app complexity some people don't want. The HPA300's advantage is predictability. Press turbo, watch the numbers plunge back off to medium. Too good to be true factor. The downsides are real. Turbo is loud. The carbon per filter is basic for odors. There's no auto mode or app. And genuine filters cost more than knockoffs. But the payoff is strong, ozone-free True HEPA performance with a proven track record and a 5-year limited warranty. If you value reliability and raw cleaning speed over smart features, it delivers. Now that you know how to run it for maximum impact, turbo to knock pollutants down, medium or low to maintain, you'll want to snag it when the price dips or filters are bundled. I linked the best current deal below, plus genuine filters so you don't get stuck with underperforming knockoffs. Bottom line, the Honeywell HPA300 is a workhorse for large rooms and allergy season, not a whisper-quiet minimalist. Buy it if you need fast particle removal, have a 300-500 SQ/FT space, and prefer simple controls. Skip it if you demand app control, whisper-quiet turbo, or premium odor absorbers. For visuals, I'll show the PM 2.5 graph drops, an incense test in the living room, overnight bedroom levels, and a quick filter swap demo so you can see how maintenance works. The HPA300's not flashy, it's effective, use it right, and it punches way above its age.